Hi, I'm Gerry and this is my ovarian cancer story. It started July 22nd. I had an annual appointment with my gynecologist. During the examination, she said, I feel something, and she said, I want you to go get an ultrasound, vaginal ultrasound done. I come home, and every year I come home and my husband asks me, how was your appointment? And I always say, healthy as a horse. And he said, how was your appointment? And my response this year was, not so good. So I scheduled an appointment right away. The next day, got in, had the vaginal ultrasound done. It wasn't so bad. It was long, but I didn't really think much of it. I came home. The appointment was 9:30. I came home by 10:30, quarter of 11, I had a call from my gynecologist saying, we need to take more tests. You need to do a CA-125, you need to have an MRI done. And she said, there is something there. There is a mass, whenever you hear the word mass. So my answer immediately, or question immediately, was how big is it? And she said 9 centimeters, which is about 4.5 inches. So I was in shock. My husband and I read everything there was to read about ovarian cancer, and we went to the local hospital. I'm not going to mention any doctors or any hospitals' names. And I went, and I did not feel comfortable with the doctor. After I left, I shared that with my husband, and he did research, went to New York, New Jersey, and found a doctor a good doctor for me, and I think it was a good doctor. So I got an appointment with the new doctor, and I think it was August 4th or somewhere around there. And I said to my husband, right before we had the finish of the consult after the examination, I said, if he's ready to do it, I'm going to do it as soon as he says. And he said August 13th. I have another video, the 10 Days of Fun. You should watch that one too. So anyway, I got prepared, and the preparation was very good. Did things like bought gowns or dresses that would not be tight. This sounds silly too, but we got a TV and set up the living room that had the best sofa that I knew was the most comfortable. Got that all set up for me. So I did a lot of prep things. I moved the bedroom around so that my bed would be closer to the bathroom. All those things I think really helped in the end, made my recovery coming home much easier. My surgery was not until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't think they really took me into 2:30, 3 o'clock. It was a 5-hour surgery. But what I want to tell you about, very, very important, is the consent form. Now, the consent form, he was very good at explaining it. And pay attention to what you sign, and that's in everything. But and make sure you understand it. He said he's going to remove the tumor, which I knew. That was the main thing. And then he said possible hysterectomy, which he said was probably pretty likely. Possible lymph node removal. Possible placement of a chemo port. And possible debulking if the cancer had reached other organs in my body. But he said, oh, I think it's all contained, I think it's good. So I'm very optimistic. I thought, 1 and 2, we're not going to get the rest, the 3, 4, and 5 consent. So anyway, surgery day, like I said, was about 5 hours of surgery. I don't know what time I woke up, at what time my husband was there. I'm not really sure. I think it was probably 9:30 at night. And the first time I woke up, I felt it right away that I had the port attached to my ribs. I felt it. It was there. So it's like, I knew right away, oops, I'm down to number 4 and the consent list there. And so my husband was there. I said, tell me what the doctor said. He turned to the nurse and said, can I tell her? And the nurse said, yeah, but she won't remember. What's interesting is I remember the nurse telling him that I wouldn't remember. Anyway, he said the prognosis is good. And I'm like, but I got this port attached, tell me the truth. And he said, well, the doctor thinks he's got it all, but there might be possible, chemotherapy later. But he said they really won't know. He said you definitely have cancer, but they won't know what type for another 2 weeks until all the results come back from the lab. I believe he took 16 samples from my stomach and other areas down there. Like I said, he did do the hysterectomy, lymph node removal, my right lymph node removal. So recovery. My recovery was a little bit more complicated in that I have vertigo, and severe vertigo, where I get dizzy and nauseous. And when you have that many stitches and you're nauseous, it hurts. Can't laugh, you can't cry. I remember not crying, purposely not crying for a whole week because it just hurt too much. So it was slow. They wanted me out of the hospital, but I couldn't walk, and one of the requirements of leaving the hospital is walking, and I couldn't stand up because of the vertigo. I was too dizzy. So I did stay overnight, left the next day. The first week was rough. My husband, absolutely wonderful, stayed by my side. The 10 days, 2 weeks, 14 days that you wait for the results is just torture. But then we got the results, and luckily I had stage 1, level 1. He said he got it all. Good news, bad news. That's the good news. The bad news is they put the chemo port in me, and I didn't need it. And he said what I had was clear cell carcinoma, which he said doesn't react to chemotherapy anyway, so he's going to remove it. What did I want to tell you? Anyway, so anyway, today is November 4th, and I'm back to work. One of the things that I did, it took really 2 months, 8 weeks to recover, and part of it I think is because of the port. The port wasn't removed until October 4th. I was very fortunate. I spent a month with my daughter in Rehoboth Beach, recovering, building up my energy, walking, and that kind of thing. So I really feel like I'm 95% back to the old Gerry. So anyway, listen to my other videos for other information, but I just wanted to kind of capsulize my story. All right, thank you. Bye.